Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Evilometer. Excuse me, I had some party mix.
That's right. Chris is eating a bowl of party mix. How is it?
It's great. I've had some too. Don't bury the lead here. I'm eating it as well. So you got cheesies, you got pretzels, you got little chips.
I'm a party mix ass motherfucker.
Oh, actually, I believe that is the slogan for Hostess Party Mix on the bag.
Hey, you want to hear a funny joke?
Yes.
Why do they make party mix bags a small size? Poor guy, eh? Anyways.
So we're always bouncing around where we record.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's my place, sometimes it's other places. And we're at the new location of the Ba Bazaar store.
Right. Ba Bazaar.
And this is such a beautiful store on Roncesvalles.
It's unbelievable.
And we're currently in the window, and there's a woman who was just staring at us.
That's why I was bringing that up.
An old lady is looking at us, and Sophia and Nicole, the owners of Ba Bazaar, this beautiful, wonderful store that just opened on Roncesvalles here in Toronto. We apologize if we're making a couple old lady customers nervous, but I don't think so.
This is traditionally the area of Toronto known as Little Poland, and the Polish, the Polish people are not used to or even comfortable with the idea of podcasting.
When Pope John Paul II died, or whatever it was,
Yes.
I remember this neighborhood was sad AF.
There is a statue of him just around the corner, and every day people still leave flowers at the Pope's statue.
I didn't know.
We miss you, Pope.
Yeah, we miss you. You were a real one. A Pope, that is.
I didn't know this was a Polish area.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a restaurant right up the street called, what is it?
Chopin?
No. Oh, yeah. There's a restaurant dedicated to Frederick Chopin?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
The Torontonian composer. Yeah, James, take a walk on the streets around here after we're done recording. Take a deep breath. You'll feel the Polish vibe. You'll smell the Polish style of air. You'll have a nice time.
Wow.
Yeah. The waft of potatoes is in the air on Roncesvalles. But, yeah, there's a Polish restaurant that I've been to. It might even be called, like, Cafe Polonez or something like that.
Right.
Something like that. And it's got, what's that breaded cutlets that they love so damn much? Schnitzel.
Yes.
Schnitzels and pierogies and, ooh, baby, it's good. We should actually get dinner from there. It's amazing. Shout out to, Polish schnitzels and pierogies and onions and all kinds of delicious treats.
Shout out to Poland. One of your...
Shout out to Poland. Poland, where you at?
One of
Poland.
Yo, Poland.
A few years
Poland,
ago...
you feeling me tonight?
A few years ago...
R.I.P. Pope John Paul II.
The Polish prime minister or president, they were... a few years ago, died in a plane crash, but he was a twin, and they just let his twin brother become the leader after he died.
It's literally the same thing.
It's
literally the same guy.
Yeah. That's real?
Yeah.
It's literally the same guy.
That is the chilled out, relaxed style of life they lead in Poland.
That's insane.
Yo, get his twin brother to be the president.
Hey man, put that joint down for a second. I've got an idea in Poland. Let's let his twin brother be.
I bet his brain is a twin too.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Polish twins.
Oh, any twins listening? This is a genuine question. Any twins fans of Evil Men, if you're listening, is your brain the exact same as your twin? Let us know.
Do I know a twin currently right now?
Oh, great question.
I knew some in high school. They did not talk to me.
What?
Yeah.
Why not?
Both twins or just one?
Both of them. Of course, not one is going to talk to me and the other. Come on.
You never know.
Twins do everything together. I knew twins, like they were friends of the family as a kid, but I don't know current twins.
One of my best friends growing up, his sisters were twins, identical.
And
nothing.
Every guy's ultimate fantasy to have a friend whose sisters are twins.
Did they trick boys on dates?
I don't think so. If you knew them well enough, you could tell the difference. I could tell. But a casual around the family wouldn't be able to tell.
So if
Yeah.
one snuck into your bedroom at night, you wouldn't be able to tell which was which?
So-
I would.
So if you married one and they died in a plane crash, you'd just marry the other one after?
You said if they died. If like one of them dies.
Yeah, if one of them died in a plane
Yeah.
crash, you would just
I
marry
think that's
the next
the
one.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the benefit of twins.
Of twins. Yeah.
That's the benefit of non-twins having twins in their lives. Mm-hmm.
I don't get that.
You can have an extra.
Yeah. I don't get the whole sexy twin thing. You don't have
Yeah, because you don't
do
want
it with
sisters
twins?
to be making out
Ew,
with each
no,
other or
it's
near each other or their butts
disturbing.
touch. Here's the
it's
thing,
horrible.
twins. If someone wanted you to have a threesome with them, would you be weird about your butt touching your other sibling's butt? Let us know.
Yeah, especially, and let us know if you're Polish as well.
Hey, I've got a list here of famous Polish Americans. Any interest?
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Now, Michael, I know you love this.
Maybe
guy.
I'll put the Polish national anthem in the background of this. Okay, let's go.
Okay, from The Office, John Krasinski
Oh,
is a Polish American.
Makes total sense to me.
Jack Reacher, is that him?
No.
The other one.
He's Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan. Sorry, they're totally different.
Hey, Kristen Bell is a Polish American.
No way.
I didn't think
Welcome.
that for a second.
Holy shit.
Liv Tyler is a Polish American. That must mean that Steven Tyler is Polish.
No, he's Italian because his last name is Tallarico. So prove that Italians and Polish
Steven
people.
Tallarico.
Yeah,
He looks like Steven Tallarico.
he looks like Mrs. Tallarico these days. He looks like Nona Tallarico.
Now he does, and he wrote the song "Dude Looks Like a Lady," making fun of Vince Neil from Motley
Yeah.
Crue.
Is that
But
true?
now he needs Motley Crue should write a song called "Yo,
Steven
dude, you look like
Tallarico
an
looks-
old lady now."
Ba-da, Steven Tallarico looks like a lady.
Excuse me, are you a
Now who
grandma?
looks like a lady? You do.
Maria Bello is a Polish American.
That
She's
sounds-
trying to trick us with that
Yeah.
name right there.
Wow.
Is this is going back to Alec Baldwin episode, but maybe his wife is Polish now
Right?
because she does a lot of flips
Hilaria?
and switches.
Yeah. Yeah, we did Alec when you were away.
Yes.
You were away, but I don't think you missed out. You were having a lot of fun, eh?
I was living out like something almost as fun as an Evil Men episode in reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Living underground.
Living underground,
Yeah.
walking the streets of London, going to discount budget hotels.
You didn't see it, but on our Discord, because you don't check it because you're afraid to check our Discord.
I'm afraid of.
I'm
the
afraid
list.
of a
Discord. No, it makes sense. You want to separate yourself. You want your personal space.
Trying
totally
to be
makes
like
sense.
mysterious like Bob Dylan. Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to be mysterious.
Yeah.
The thing is there was a Discordian, a
Mhm.
Patreonio,
Yeah.
who said that they did the underground hotel and they loved it. They only
The
used it
same
for
one in
like-
London?
Yeah, you didn't read it yet?
No, I
You didn't
haven't
see
checked
that?
yet.
I've been checking it a lot lately. It's become my social media because I'm not doing like Twitter and stuff anymore. But anyways, they said they only used it for sleeping and brushing their teeth, and then they'd go out and do touristy stuff. But
Yeah.
they slept like a log and they loved it.
I mean, us too. But I will say, you still
The
when you're
window's
going to
not
sleep.
bad?
There's no window. The air, you're like, is the air going to stop flowing? And then
Right.
the bathroom thing is
yeah,
a
the
real.
bathroom thing, which we
thing.
did.
Mm.
If it's two guys,
And you're a guy with frankly a stomach I'm jealous of.
yeah.
I feel like you don't even you know, if you have a problem with the bathroom,
Well,
that's not a great bathroom.
Yeah.
Even great men make a certain amount of noise when they're doing their morning
This
routines.
washroom's built for great men. yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, just wanted you to know that that's what you're missing on Discord. Our people
Damn.
are identifying with your
This- my-
underground hotel.
My stay at the Zedwell Hotel.
yeah,
Right beside the all-night casino.
Also, you know, people quote Mike in there.
Huh?
You see Mike quotes.
Oh, people go nuts.
Absolutely.
They talk about you all the time. They talk about you more than me and James.
No.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
you're a fan favorite.
Keep it up.
I want to say too. So really, again, thank you so much to Sophia and Nicole for letting us record in the new Bazaar location as well. Since you guys moved to Roncesvalles, 73 Roncesvalles, this store is incredible. Everybody in Toronto needs to come check it out. But there is a giant window here. It used to be an ice cream / video rental store, like 15 years ago used to come here. But you know what I noticed? It's not just customers, prospective customers, but there's a bus stop outside. So everybody waiting for the streetcar stop, they just turn around and look in the window at us doing this show right now.
We're offering them a little. It's like the reverse of busking. Or
It's perfect for a store by a streetcar stop, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opposite of busking. We're like performing in front of them, but asking them for nothing.
Patreon subscriptions.
Yeah.
And we're warm, and they're cold, and they
That's
are
true.
losers, and we are.
Yeah.
We have higher status.
I was saying to Chris, it feels like, like, remember downtown, it used to be like radio stations would have a booth on the street and you could walk by like, that's Brother Bill from 102.1 The Edge.
All right,
oh,
yeah.
it's just disappointing to look. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So listeners might be walking by and see us and then be like, oh, that's what they look like?
Yeah, remember you'd see Steve Anthony throw
Oh,
into a video when he
yes.
walked by Much Music?
Yeah.
Or Michael Williams? Or Erica M?
Oh yeah.
Erica M was a beautiful lady.
Erica
I
M.
don't. I try to. I'm like, how do
Paula.
I say this? Oh my God, a streetcar stopping.
Now a
right
streetcar
in front of
stops and it's literally...
It's like 50 people.
and like there's very big windows right in front of us, and
Thing
we're in a
is,
brightly lit
also-
store
we
at
s-
night.
We also set up the table. For some reason, facing the street.
Well,
we could have set it up facing
Michael,
away.
I did that for the lighting. I did that for the lighting. Oh my
We
God.
are on display. And some of the people in the streetcar are beautiful people looking at us.
You know what I feel like right now, with all these eyes on us?
Oh,
I
a
feel like
porn
a
actor.
A supermodel.
Oh,
Of course, you go to hardcore sex.
You both went
immediately.
there.
Supermodel. I'm thinking Claudia Schiffer. Modern day supermodels. Claudia Schiffer, Carla Collins. What was her name? Who married Richard Gere in
Collins.
Fatal? What was the one? Cindy Crawford.
Fatal Attraction. Wait, you mean who was in Fatal Attraction?
Michael Douglas and Glenn Close.
Glenn Close.
I feel like Glenn Close right now in this picture window.
I feel like Glenn Close today.
You know who I still love after all these decades?
Glenn
Kate
Close?
Moss.
Oh, Mossy.
Yeah, I know she was like, she took a lot of a bad rap in the 90s for being too thin.
Yeah, I was
people
gonna.
people were going to say
Heroin-
she was the heroin,
Heroin
chic.
chic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's so pretty.
Mm.
She's so pretty.
But Chris, she's so she's very delicate.
Yeah.
If you went to give her a hug, you'd be worried you'd crack her darn back.
Well, you know what else is delicate? A cherry blossom. Wouldn't you want one of those in the palm of your hand?
That's a good way to think of it, I guess.
Yeah. Or imagine a little wood sprite fluttered her wings and landed on your hand. Would you crush her right away?
But
No,
would you
you'd
also
take care
want
of
to
her.
kiss
She's
her
delicate.
and have a romantic relationship with
I
her?
would like to find a witch who could put a spell on her to make her my size. Yeah, okay. Touche.
That'd be interesting having a hot nymph or fairy, a little one who was your friend who'd hang out with you.
I would love to be surrounded by hot nymphos. Is that what we're talking about?
I don't know.
Was Tinkerbell in the Peter Pan story an angel or a
Or a freaking
bug?
devil.
A
Was
bug.
Get this bug away from me.
I love.
I
Yes.
think Tinkerbell was a beetle.
Oh man.
Tinkerbell was
She
sort
was
of a
an
moth.
invasive species. Get rid of
Tinkerbell
her.
was a bug. I love that. Oh God, I love that.
See, we're riffing like mad today because we have the Polish energy from the new neighborhood.
Yeah.
I swear, I know, Mike, that you want to get sushi for dinner, but man, but also Cafe Polski or Polonaise or something.
Spaghetti Polonaise.
Mike,
I'm gonna look it up.
and what the
I
hell?
want to give them a proper shout out.
What were you eating when you walked into the store today?
One packet of 2 that I bought of sesame snaps.
That's right.
And they were very
And
stuck together.
what is the #1 export of Poland?
Sesame snaps.
So this is all coming together in an interesting way.
But here's the monkey wrench in the cogs. What's the expression? Here's the monkey wrench.
Cog in the wheel?
Here's the cog in the
Or
wheel.
something?
I bought the sesame snaps from an Asian man. so everyone is
Oh.
excited
Well,
about
that's-
being around Polish culture.
That's a good thing about living in a multicultural
I was
city.
right. The
Yes.
restaurant a few blocks up is called Cafe Polonaise. I found pictures of it too. Mike, you don't want to stuff that in your Gulliver?
I can imagine eating that and falling asleep for 30 years. It looks so dense.
Yes.
And cabbage rolls. and
Yes, cabbage rolls is another thing I
potatoes,
forgot to mention. Look at that.
Schnitzels and
Schnitzel.
sausages.
There's an egg on top of the damn schnitzel. My God.
Polish
man.
eggs.
Look at these pierogies.
Hold
I
it
know
up
you.
to-
I don't
yeah,
think
they're great. This is maybe not the best audio content, but it is. They do look good.
I wish you guys could see these pierogies.
I hope you clear your search history before you go home tonight. Kathleen is going to see that you were searching Polish food.
Yeah, that's true. She, I think she likes it. But you never
She's
know.
modern, right? She's,
Yeah. I might get in trouble. She'll go, Christopher, your blood pressure. Yeah. Well, what else? Did you guys start watching True Detective season 4 yet?
No, but I'm thinking about it. Have you?
I watched 2 eps last night.
What did you think?
Well, it's really great to see Jodie Foster back and in fine form. She's incredible.
Hey, what was the last big thing she was in?
I
can't
don't know.
fucking even think.
Like
Panic
Panic Room or something?
Seriously?
That bunny movie with Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
Oh God!
I missed that
well,
one
Panic
somehow.
Room was good.
Oh, Panic
right?
Room was. I like that movie, David Fincher.
But she's an incredible damn actor. Holy crap!
Because I watched the first True Detective, like probably everybody. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
And then it
I
fell
didn't
off,
watch
right?
2, and I didn't watch 3, and I wasn't really interested in it. But is this one worth
This
going
one's
back
got, This one's got my interest semi-peaked, I'd say.
to?
I didn't watch 2. I watched 3, and I liked most of that. But yeah, I think it's not a. I think it'll never reach the height of season 1.
Time is a flat circle.
I mean,
Whatever.
you had Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
What the hell? All these great actors were in that one.
I started
Mhm.
watching Slow Horses, and it's
Oh,
good.
I
And
love that show.
I think
Gary
James has
Oldman-
watched it all.
I have.
Watch the
It's
whole thing? Well,
amazing.
I was watching another criminal show called Criminal Record with Peter Capaldi as a crooked cop. And that was good.
Excellent.
And I started Slow Horses, and I like that Gary Oldman's character trait is that he farts a lot.
Yes, and you know what? Honestly, he does at least one huge fart each season. I'm not kidding.
And
It's like I
it's
know
a full episode.
I'm willing to believe that in the writers' room they're like he's got to do one huge fart each season.
Think
It
they have,
happens, like,
think
it
they're
really
They're
happens.
working out the story arc, and they're like, where do we let him fart? Where does he fart?
I'm
this
telling
season?
you,
I think it's so funny when like people write stories about like spy and espionage and stuff like that. It's usually they have to access people with real experience to get the stories. So there's probably a real spy that's like, and the boss farts, right? You put the farts in there, and they're like,
It doesn't ring true yet. You got to, yeah.
it's missing some farts. It's a New Yorker spy. Yeah.
But it's very good, and the funniest part is that it has the Mick Jagger theme song.
Oh yeah, I mean, I honestly I kind of like it. Am I insane?
song?
Yeah, I
It's
kinda
like an
it.
old Mick Jagger singing the theme
It was
song
like a
for it.
newer song for the show, I think. Yeah.
And like 80-year-old Mick Jagger
Yeah.
sang it.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Surrounded by losers and boozers and
And
Or whatever.
farters.
one of the spies farts a lot.
Brown farter. How come you smell so bad?
Doot, doot. No, it's like doot, doot, doot.
'Cause James Bond doesn't fart. Luther doesn't fart. Jack
Oh.
Reacher doesn't fart.
Ellie or the guy from Mission Impossible definitely does not fart.
Tom Cruise
Ethan.
didn't fart.
Ethan Hunt.
Tom Cruise didn't fart when he rode a motorcycle off a cliff and then parachuted. That would have been funny if they added like slow motion. You see the motorcycle going off the cliff, and then he lets go of it, and he pulls the cord, and then you just hear.
Well, the fart has to trigger the parachute, maybe if it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I would
Wow.
love to see Q design some gadgets
Yes,
for Bond
well,
that
well,
are
Mr.
triggered by him.
Yeah, well,
releasing farts.
007, it's a pair of underwear, but if you fart in it, a gun pops out of the front.
007, please get your mind out of the gutter. You don't activate it with your thumbs, you activate it with your farts.
What? Well, 007, you see, after you urinate, if you let a drop of urine fall into these underwear, a poisonous gas will come out the side.
Yeah, they fired Q eventually for having a weird fetish.
Yeah. So like James Bond has to pee at a urinal and then like, oh, don't shake it too much, and put his penis back in his underwear and lets him drop.
Chris, pretend you're James Bond right now, and I'm a bartender. What would you like, sir?
Martini.
And how do you take it?
Shaken, not stirred. Was there a third Beavis and Butthead guy? That's exactly what we sound like now. 3 Beavis and Buttheads.
I think this is one of the hardest laughs we've ever had, and it was like one of the dumbest
It was a
jokes
joke
ever.
I would have made in grade 4.
James, how do you like your drink shaken, not stirred? Fart. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh,
These guys
God.
are waiting for the bus still. They're
A
watching
girl,
us slap
a woman
our
just
ass.
smiled at us. That woman just smiled at us. I'm not kidding.
If we can put a smile on the face of a Polish
She was
woman,
young, like
Yeah.
appropriately young. She was like 30, but she walked by and she's smiling at us, beaming
You know
at
what?
us.
If you see people laughing their butts off but can't even hear it, it's still infectious.
it's still good.
Oh my god.
It's like every time I see a painting where monkeys are laughing in a tree, I start laughing my ass off.
You know what would be funny? I don't know if I want to do this right now, but it would be funny if one day when we're recording in here, we all take our shirts off and record shirtless,
Yeah.
just to see what the hell they think might be going on in here.
That's a good idea. Keep pants on still?
Pants on.
Oh, okay.
Actually, and then we use one phone to film us and one phone to film people outside.
Reaction
That's good.
Isn't that good? I've got the viral
Have you seen
mind,
that show
man.
where those foolish men from New York pull pranks all the time on each other by talking in each other's? They put an earpiece in and they tell them what to
silly,
do.
Silly idiots.
Yeah, it's called Silly Idiot Fools from New York.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that show? It's like a filler show that plays on TV and in taxi
sounds
cabs
like-
and at stadiums during baseball games.
It's been on for like 48 seasons.
It's
I
like,
know what you mean. Yeah.
it looks like it's like the candy wrapper of a TV show.
Hey, I dare you to tell that cop to fuck off.
Yeah, shh, 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 shh. Watch. Watch our old friend, wear a wig and ask somebody if they could borrow their poo.
Do you like watching old Italian men play pranks?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Impractical Jokers?
There it is.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yes.
Do you like watching?
it.
So we could start Canada, Impractical Jokers Canada.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then we will first prank is podcasting nude in Sophia and Nicole's store window.
yes.
And that will help them pique interest in the store. I mean, they don't need it. It's already, people are excited, but
It'll get them some new clientele that wouldn't maybe have thought to stop here before. Once they see us.
yeah, big
In the-
older guys with big beards and hairy chests. And craft brew makers and
Yeah.
all kinds of guys.
Oh man.
Well,
You know, I used to order ice cream here.
That's right, because you guys were saying this place used to be an old video store and an ice cream
Video
store.
and ice cream store.
And
Those are
Mike,
two things
did
that you
you-
can't get anymore.
Did
Okay.
you lick a lot of ice cream in here?
Did I lick a lot of ice cream? Well, I would usually get it. Oh, there's a man. I don't like the look of that guy outside the window. I would order an ice cream, take it outside on a hot day, and do my licking probably outside
Really?
on the sidewalk.
Why wouldn't you just
Yeah.
lick inside?
Well, there'd be a lineup. I wouldn't want to get ice cream melting on the video cassettes.
everybody's breathing inside an ice cream
Yeah.
store. Do you want to lick your ice cream where everyone's breathing about?
Yeah, do you do licking in stores?
Oh, sure.
Quick, what's everyone's favorite ice cream?
Strawberry or mint chocolate chip.
Ooh.
Dang.
I mean, I'm boring. I like French vanilla. I'm being honest.
Vanilla is literally a synonym for boring.
I know. But I did say French.
Oh,
So
la
it's a
la.
But so it's like a notch up. I like but if we're talking like, Blizzard, chocolate chip cookie dough, Reese's peanut butter cup, something like that.
I would love to see an animation of a scoop of French vanilla ice cream and a cone meeting each other on the Eiffel Tower and kissing.
Wait, Chris, what's your favorite ice cream?
I would have to say the ones that usually have like cookie chunks in them. Cookies
Oh,
and cream.
You know what's fucking insane? Netflix and chill, Ben and Jerry's. That's the best
No
ice cream
way.
I've ever had. Yeah.
What flavor is it?
Well, having sex with someone watching Netflix, but it's like it's kind of a peanut butter ice cream with
I feel like they
chunks
always
of
put
brownie in it and chunks of pretzel in it.
Oh, Ben and
Oh
Jerry
my
put
God.
chunks of brownie in an ice cream. Wow. They're so mind-blowingly creative. They do that with every ice cream.
Well,
Fudge
this
chunks,
one's called Netflix and
brownie
chill.
chunks. Unless
There's a lot of in their mind. They're like, "What's like having sex and watching Netflix? Chunky dessert, dessert with chunks of fucking fudge."
what's like having sex? Chunks of fudge. Maybe they don't. Maybe I'm being hard on Ben and Jerry's. Maybe it's just the ice creams that I buy from them have chunks of fudge and stuff in them because I do love that. But I will say, I don't think I'm lactose intolerant, but definitely my lactose intake and how my stomach deals with it has changed.
I think it's a thing.
So
that
I
as
think,
you
like-
get older, almost nobody can really. It's hard for people to process
Yeah,
milk.
I would love to have 2 scoops of ice cream, like 2 spoonfuls,
Yeah.
but not like a giant bowl anymore. Or
Well,
like,
Chris,
yeah,
I can help you out here.
what's that?
Buy some Lactaid.
And then just fucking party.
Are you
eh?
guys gonna have a
Party.
conversation about Mucinex or whatever, or
No,
Metamucil
Mike,
again?
It's
'Cause it
just
doesn't go-
Lactaid.
It doesn't go down well with the listeners.
Not that you would know because you never check Discord or interact with any of them.
Metamucil Talk 2023 was a highlight of.
Did we talk
Evil
about Metamucil?
Yeah, there was.
No, because we
Little
talk about
interaction.
poo all the time
Yeah.
in our bellies. Well, I think you're right. It is weird for a man to grow older and keep drinking milk products from a cow's tits.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Move
Yeah.
on to goats. Move on to
Yeah.
sheep.
Or like, aren't scientists growing like cheese on a tree now?
Yeah. They, in Switzerland, they have that cheese tree in that where they have CERN.
Oh my God. I totally fucked up last episode
Mm.
because is it Switzerland or is it Norway? Because remember we were talking about
Mhm. Yep.
Varginus?
Yep.
I think oh God, I can't remember if it's Norway or it's Switzerland, but you guys might know. I feel like Mike might know. There is that place that's has the post like apocalyptic seed.
Oh, that's Svalbard
storage.
in Norway.
Norway. See, it was
Yes.
Norway. I wanted to
Yes.
mention that last
Yes.
episode. I think that's so
The seed
cool.
bank.
Yeah.
Seed bank.
I follow a
Some
woman
people call
on
me the seed
Instagram who lives on that island. It's fucking crazy.
You follow the Instagram of that person?
No, a woman who lives on the island. She's like a famous for like, this is the island where I live and it's dark in December 24 hours a day.
Oh my
It's a
God.
good follow.
Okay,
Wasn't that, it's
I
a
would.
cool post-apocalyptic idea though that in this far-reaching island there's like a big seed bank of all the seeds on the earth
But
in
here's
case you
the
have
thing:
to start
are
Earth
they
going
the
again.
OG seeds or are they Monsanto style GMO seeds?
I've got to think the spirit of the project would make you think it's the old school real deal.
I do too, and I also feel like there's a lot of pushback in Europe in general towards companies like Monsanto and GMOs, because apparently, like bread in North America is harder on you to eat because of the GMO grains than in Europe. Europe, you're eating real, natural, fibrous, good bread. Have you heard that?
Well, I know that the food regulation laws are different, and the food does seem better for you there than here.
Yeah.
It's all like
It is funny though because when you see British people compared to people from like California, it's like pretty different.
It's not a good argument.
Yeah,
although
Wish they all
Kate
could
Moss-
be California.
That's
For
true.
real.
Kate
That's
Moss,
true.
Is she from California?
No,
She's from Britain?
she's damn British.
Why did I not know that? I love her. Well, I just love her face. I don't hear her talk.
I think beyond a seed bank, they should have a chip bank and a party mix bank and a
Yeah.
Cheetos bank and a pretzels bank.
Cheetos seeds.
That's a good idea.
I remember like, in the 2000s or whatever, when everybody was freaking out that GMOs were like going to destroy everything. And they still probably are. Like there's some weird
Mm.
stuff going on, but they were like no real original version of a tomato exists anymore. And I wonder if that's still the case.
What?
If that was true or if it was just like hyperbole because people were freaking out about this new science. But they were saying like the Monsanto style seeds for tomatoes have like taken over
Right.
and there's no original tomato left anymore.
No OG.
No.
Tomatoes don't exist, brother.
OT, original tomato. Yeah.
Tomatoes are only in your mind, man.
Do you remember tomatoes? What? Oh my God, yeah.
Well, you know,
They're
broccoli is a hybrid vegetable that didn't exist until like the 1800s or
Really?
something. Yeah.
Broccoli was made on the island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah.
They're always telling us that bananas are dying out. I mean, I've been hearing that for years.
Yeah.
Or the kinds of bananas that we eat most commonly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, Mike, you eat a banana a day. What do you think?
I used to, but they don't sell them anymore.
They're always like, they're definitely not ripe anymore
So
in the store.
every day you have a hard-boiled egg, a banana, and a sesame snap, and
I
that's
haven't
it.
had bananas for months, actually. Because
Really?
I kept buying them and they would go bad, and I was
Oh,
like,
we've talked about this.
fuck
You
this.
gotta rip off too.
Yeah.
You rip off too. They don't care. I've done it right in front of employees. They don't say anything.
If you do it in front of Galen Weston, he'll like faint and have a heart attack.
He pulls out a gun. There's like a red dot on your forehead, and they
No,
kill you.
don't separate the baby from its mother.
Have you ever
And
had
brothers.
fried plantain for breakfast?
Oh,
Delicious.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
yeah.
Give it to me. Now that's something that Poland doesn't do.
Right.
That's Caribbean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Gentlemen, before we get to the evil person this week, I just want to mention that we have a Patreon account. Patreon.com/evilmen. Check it out. If you sign up and you give us a few bucks a month, you get 2 bonus episodes a month. You get to join our Discord. There's all these exclusives. I was putting up video of the episodes on there. I mean,
We're posting whole.
whole? Oh, like our asses?
You've never heard that phrase?
It's so vile. I can't even. It's foreign to me. We are. We're posting our holes. I would rather
Posting
say
hole.
holes than holes. Like, anyway, we're doing all that. It's well worth it. If you are a Patreon subscriber, thank you. We really appreciate it. It really helps us do the show and all that. Also, we are recording at Ba Bazaar, which is 73 Roncesvalles in Toronto.
It's the new location. Thank you so much to Sophia and Nicole, owners of Ba Bazaar, for having us here to record after hours. It's such a lovely, beautiful store.
Yeah, check it out. So every time I see Sophia, what a joy. She's lovely.
Yes.
We haven't met Nicole yet, but we're excited to.
Well, I've met her in passing in the past.
Okay, I haven't.
I've
but,
met her.
But
Great
not when
lady.
we come to Ba Bazaar yet. So come to Ba Bazaar, Nicole.
Yeah. We're just going from promoting them to making demands of them.
Come here.
You have 24 hours to come to Ba Bazaar.
Michael, you chose the evil man, quote unquote, topic this week. Who did you choose?
Right. Well, you listeners who have tuned into this show for a while, and you two know that I'm somewhat of a little devil. I like to thwart the rules. I like to subvert expectations.
Well, I think sometimes when I look at your butt, there's a little bulge right at the back there, and I always wondered, is that a curled up little cloven tail?
Yeah, it could be.
Or
Could be.
whatever?
Cloven?
Yeah, cloven was the wrong
or
word.
maybe I've had an accident.
You know, the triangle shape at the end of a devil's tail, whatever
Yeah,
that whatever you say.
Yeah.
It's like a dagger tail.
Yeah.
Cloven are their hooves.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Cloven are Mike's hooves.
I have a cloven asshole.
If Mike had hooves, that'd be fucking
It'd
crazy.
be sick, dude.
That would actually be awesome. Mike clip clocks around.
It would explain why you don't like going on the beach.
Well, yes, could. Might do anyway.
Or walking over grates.
Yes.
Right.
His legs
Get
fall through.
stuck in there. And
Yeah, or walking into cloven hoof traps.
So listeners know that that's the kind of man I am. And so even though the name of our
Will
show,
Devil.
even though the name of our show is Evil
Hey,
Men,
remember you're the biggest fan I know of the song Sir Psycho Sexy from Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magic
yeah.
album. Remember when he goes, there's a devil in my dick and there's demon in my semen.
Yeah.
That's you.
That's me. When the doctor told you had diabetes, did he say you have blood sugar sex magic?
Yes. And I was like, that sounds good, right? And he was like, no, you actually have a devil in your dick and demon in your semen now. But
What do I do, doctor? Well, I have to suck it out.
And you can't tell nobody.
So because I'm a mischief maker, I decided that even though the show is called Evil Men, I'm going to pick a damn lady.
Mike, I hope you don't cut that out. The doctor.
Oh, not at
sucking
all.
dick
Never
thing.
would. Never would. So the subject of this week's Evil Women, because yes, women can be absolute pieces of garbage as well, is a woman named Unity Mitford.
Especially my ex Rebecca.
What's her name?
Now, do you guys know Unity Mitford? Have you heard of the Mitford sisters?
Never.
I don't think so, to be honest.
Famous socialite sisters in Britain in the 1920s and 30s who some were novelists, some were had political beliefs of different stripes. I'll tell you about that.
I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell at the moment, but if you hum a few bars, I can wing it.
Mitford.
Mitford sisters.
So, Unity Mitford and her 5 sisters were a fabled sextet of vivacious...
now I'm horny, now
We're
I'm horny.
obsessed with sex, eh?
They were a sextet of vivacious debutantes.
There's a devil in my dick, and there's demon in my semen.
There were a bunch of debutantes whose romances and literary aspirations generated enormous media interest in the 20s and 30s. The celebrity siblings included the novelist Nancy Mitford.
Did flashbulbs go off? And someone yell, "What a scoop!"
Yeah. The Mitfords were a famous family like the Kardashians in America or the Levies in Canada, you could say.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. Novelist Nancy, Pamela Mitford, Diana Mitford, Jessica Mitford, Deborah Mitford, and the subject of today's episode, Unity. Do you guys want to hear about her?
If it wasn't for the levies, we wouldn't have funny TV shows like About Schmidt.
You make me want to be a better Schmidt.
You know, Dan Levy has a film out about grief.
Oh,
Oh, good!
or should we say, good grief?
People are rushing to the theaters to see the new film about grief.
Can I just say something? Comedians are absolutely hilarious these days.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
They're obsessed with depression and grief.
Yeah. Unity Valkyrie Freeman Mitford. Valkyrie is her middle name.
That's like a Viking
So
thing, right?
her name,
Okay.
and it's all destiny with her, is what I have discovered. She was a British socialite from the famous aristocratic Mitford family. She is best known, here it comes, for her relationship with Adolf Hitler and her poor marksmanship, which we'll get to soon.
I feel like
Oh
the
my
Hitler
God.
thing is a little more notable.
We're not doing Hitler. We're doing his side chick.
Yeah. Well, both in Britain and Germany, she was a prominent supporter of Nazism, fascism, and anti-Semitism,
Yikes.
and belonged to Hitler's inner circle of friends. One of the few English people who did so.
Did Hitler and his inner circle of friends ever like let loose and actually have like
I bet they did.
wholehearty laughs, or was it tense? Because
They were like the opposite of the pussy posse.
no pussy posse.
But we're
Oh, tell Hitler that's the ultimate diss, eh? You guys are like the no pussy posse.
I wish we were doing this podcast in 1939.
I would take a time machine to go back to diss Hitler with that.
I think they would drink tea and have sausages together because he was like a teetotaler and he
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't allow anyone to smoke near him.
Really?
And apparently, if you did, you were like grudge for life. You
I
were like,
find that teetotalers usually become insane fascist dictators.
Yeah.
Unreasonable people.
Maybe because you're not cutting loose ever. You're
Yeah.
all wound up.
Apparently Trump is a teetotaler too, and he's like exactly like the next Hitler, right? And apparently he's
Trump doesn't drink?
no, he doesn't
No.
drink. He's
Really?
a teetotaler because
Famously,
his
yeah.
brother used to drink too much, and he got drunk and rode his motorcycle off a cliff and farted in midair and died.
I had no idea Trump didn't drink.
yeah, Trump doesn't drink. Hitler
Didn't
smoke.
know? That's why I made that whole teetotaler reference.
Yeah. So here's the early life of Unity Mitford. Now check this out. Destiny in action. Unity Mitford was born in London in 1914, but conceived in the town of Swastika, Ontario, in Canada,
Is that true?
where her family owned a gold mine.
Is this how you
That's-
found out about her?
I've known about the Mitfords for a while, but
That's the craziest thing ever.
yes. She was born in the town of Swastika, Ontario, and if you're not from Canada, or maybe you've just never heard of it, there's a town in the far north of
It's way up
Ontario
there.
called Swastika to this day, and I found out
Yeah.
some info about it. The town
It's
was named.
pronounced swastika.
Well, it was named after the Swastika gold mine that was staked in autumn 1907 and incorporated in 1908. During the Second World War, the government was like, maybe we shouldn't have a town called Swastika.
Yeah.
So they took down the town sign and replaced it with a sign that said, like, welcome to Winston instead of swastika.
Right.
And the residents tore the sign down, replaced it with a swastika sign, and wrote the message, "To hell with Hitler. We came up with our name first."
Right.
I mean,
Right.
fair enough. And also, there's a, isn't it Waterloo? Is it Waterloo,
Yeah.
Ontario? Used to be called Berlin,
Berlin.
Ontario,
They
and
call-
then they
Used to be
changed
called
the
Lil
name.
Berlin.
Right. That's true, though. It sounds like
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
joking, but
Mhm.
that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of funny, like you have a big war and then you change the names of the towns.
Yeah. Well, if you remember around 1999, 2000, another small town in Ontario named Jar Jar Binks, Ontario, they changed their name.
Yeah. It was
So
just
you
like-
have to kind of change your name
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah, if
named
there's-
after a horrible tragedy.
That was the way the wind was blowing.
Yeah.
So, Unity Mitford was the fifth of 7 children born to, her father was David Freeman Mitford, 2nd Baron Reedsdale. He was in the House of Lords, and his wife was
Oh,
Sydney.
the barber shop on Young Street?
Yeah. Is that still there?
No, but
All right.
it was a staple in Toronto for decades.
Yes.
It was a punk
of
hairdresser
Lords.
hair shop.
Yeah.
Also,
Chop shop.
I think Berlin was Kitchener. Just dropping that in there.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Now, Unity Mitford's father, David, he was an anti-intellectual, and he claimed proudly to have only ever read one book in his life, White Fang by Jack London.
What?
White Fang does an intellectual
Weird
make.
brag, and then what
Yeah.
a weird one book to read.
The Mitford family, they were like old
Mike, you
school
okay?
aristocrats. They could trace their origins to the 11th century. So they're proper old aristocrats, very well respected, rich people, whatever. They were like fancy people. The children were raised by servants. Everyone had nicknames. The kids called their parents Muv and Farv. And Unity's
cute.
nickname was Bobo. It's a
Bobo.
little interesting thing.
Called their parents, their dad Farv?
Muv, Farv. Yeah.
Oh, like Farver. Falva.
Yeah.
Falva.
Yeah. Just a little cute thing.
Like Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, about the middle name, Valkyrie.
Yeah, that's like a Viking warrior from Valhalla, right? Or
So-
something like that.
The other daughters were all given conventional middle names, but Valkyrie was a nod to the operas of German composer Richard Wagner, whom the Mitfords' paternal grandfather had personally known.
Whoa.
So all these things are pointing
To
in one
Germany.
direction towards Germany.
Mike,
Mhm.
what's the Wagner Nazi connection? Like, is it just that they used...
I think he was a big anti-Semite, and Hitler loved him.
Ah. Gotcha.
But I think he was dead long before,
Right, that's
World
why
War
I was,
II.
yeah.
and so his music has
Or maybe
that
he
stain.
represents, like, German identity or something, or this
Yeah.
idea of it.
So yeah, the family had a connection to Wagner.
There was a
Um,
good Curb Your Enthusiasm early episode where one of Larry David's like fellow neighbors or someone gives him grief for whistling Wagner, and Larry David's like, he just I like the song, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Larry!
That's how I learned about that. Yeah.
Larry, you fucking piece of shit.
So Diana Mosley's biographer wrote that Unity found life in a big family difficult because she came after these cleverer, prettier, more accomplished sisters. So there's a lot of, competition and rivalry in the family. Check this out. Unity's younger sister, Jessica, shared a room with Unity, and Jessica was a dedicated communist. So Unity and Jessica drew a chalk line dividing their bedroom when they were kids, and Jessica's side was decorated with hammer and sickles and pictures of Vladimir Lenin, while Unity decorated her side of the room with swastikas and pictures of Adolf Hitler. Now, when I was a kid, I just had a big Simpsons poster in my room.
It sounds like some weird punk house from
What
like
a-
1980 Southern California.
Yeah, or a sitcom. One roommate's a communist, the other is a Nazi.
Did you guys ever share
My
rooms?
2 daughters.
I in my first year of university, I shared a room with a roommate who
Oh, right.
we talked about. I don't want to embarrass him, but I did walk in on him masturbating once.
Right.
But that's my only instance.
To a big picture of Lenin.
I had a roommate for a bit at Dalhousie, and it is true. You could see the personalities on either side of the wall. Where his bed was, he had a poster of Tragically Hip, and on my side there was a poster of Scarface. No joke.
That's cool. You got a Scarface poster. You should put it back up.
Yeah, I got around somewhere. I'm sure I brought it home from Halifax.
Imagine if Scarface had come from Kingston, Ontario, instead of Havana.
Yeah.
Mike, did the Balazzo brothers ever bunk up?
We did briefly share a bedroom when the family moved to Oshawa, yes.
Wow.
And I do remember, so similar to Unity and Jessica, Terrence was a Metallica fan, so he did have Metallica posters, whereas I preferred Megadeth.
Oh, see?
So, yeah.
What's it called?
What
What's the Rust one?
Rust in Peace.
That album's good, right?
Yeah. Hangar 18, Holy Wars.
You heard it here on Evil Men First, folks. Mike said Megadeth is good.
I would love to go back in time and watch young Michael and young Terrence sharing a bedroom.
Air guitaring to two different types of thrash metal.
Wow.
Hangar 18, I know too much.
What do you mean?
Why did he sing like that?
I mean, saying like Popeye, kind of.
Yeah,
Dave
ew,
Mustaine.
dude,
What do
look
you
at
mean?
me. Violent. Everything's violent.
It has been speculated that Unity turned to Nazism as a way to distinguish herself within the family, as that biographer said, I quote, "I think the desire to shock was very important. It was the way that she made herself special."
Were they living in swastika at this time?
They were living in the English countryside.
Right. So they're still separated from many, many, many different diverse types of people.
They're
They're
like
isolated.
rich-ass English aristocrats living in a huge mansion in the countryside.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Going
And with
back,
posters in their room.
going back to being conceived in Northern Ontario when you're this rich aristocrat from London, that's kind of, you wouldn't think that you'd be all that horny on this journey in the.
You know what? There's nothing else to do up there.
I
And
guess
especially when
that's
it's cold.
right.
That's how you keep warm, eh?
I wonder if they did it on a skidoo or something.
Do.
So let's talk about her school years, those blessed golden rule years. By her early teens, Unity Mitford showed a talent for drawing and art, and was able
Can I
to
just say
recite.
that unity, Nazism doesn't espouse unity as much as you'd think it would?
Her name is ironic, right?
Idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Her name should have been Discord.
Does she still have rich, influential family members that can kill us right now?
Oh, I think their descendants still exist in the UK, but yeah, I think.
Screw you guys.
Screw you, we'll kill you. Yeah, so she had a talent for drawing and reciting long passages of poetry by John Milton and William Blake. That's fine.
No, that's good. Those guys rule.
She begged her parents to let
So
her
what
go.
the hell happened to her?
Yeah.
You read all this beautiful William Blake poetry and then you still get soured in the
Yeah.
dome?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Her parents were reluctant to, but they eventually let her go to a boarding school. But when she got there, this boarding school, she chafed under the rules. And the administrators at her school judged her as a threat to fellow students because she, to their morality, because she kept drawing pornographic drawings.
Oh, a woman
She's
after my own heart.
Fucking crazy, man.
She would have loved hentai.
Yeah.
Right.
It's too bad she lived when she did.
I feel bad for all the people that were born before hentai.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Because it's
Think of your
kind of
grandparents.
acceptable now, and it's easier to access than ever before.
But we don't know this because it's not our culture. But there must have been some lewd hentai-like drawings in like Japan has such a rich ancient history. I'm sure there's some good stuff from the past
Well,
there.
I'm going on honeymoon there pretty soon.
Right.
So
Detective
3
work.
I will
weeks.
bring you both back a hentai drawing if I can.
True Detective season 5.
Yeah.
So after her stint at school ended in late 1930, Unity Mitford, she's 16 years old. She got kicked out of school for drawing penises. She began spending time in London together with her sister Diana, her brother Tom, and a circle of friends that intersected with the Bloomsbury literary set. So maybe she met Virginia Woolf and Graham Greene. Who was in that set?
Oh, that era.
I know the intellectual dark web. That's Joe Rogan, Eric Weinstein, those guys, but I don't know the Bloomsbury Literary.
Those guys don't even
set.
meet at a cafe. It's all online, eh?
Yeah, Ben Shapiro is in that.
Damn, dude.
Check this out. Now this got my juices pumping. Unity's sister Diana, she was a renowned beauty, and in 1929 she married a certain Brian Guinness, heir to the Guinness Brewery fortune.
Oh, crap.
Can you guys imagine marrying a Guinness? Because for us in Canada, that'd be like one of us marrying a Molson.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
that'd be amazing.
Don't you think?
Yeah,
Or a
it would be,
Labatt.
or a Tim Horton.
A Horton
Oh,
girl.
God.
I'd like you to meet my fiancée, Sheila Horton.
Sheila Tim Horton.
Dorothy Tim Horton.
So here's where things get a little bit crazy.
Imagine
So-
you met a girl named Tabitha Labatt.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So basically, she's in the absolute upper crust of England with basically the coolest, like, the coolest crowd, brilliant
rubbing
writers.
shoulders with the Guinnesses, with Virginia Woolf, with the
Yeah.
Bacardi twins, with
at this
Captain
point,
Morgan.
Did she grow out of the Nazi stuff at this point?
Well, she hasn't even gotten really
It's
into it yet.
1932.
I know,
Right.
but I'm just saying, like, because like it sounded like when she was going hardcore at it before, she was a kid, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking, did it?
Well, she's still 16.
Oh,
basically.
really?
Like,
Yeah.
Holy
like-
shit!
Well, it's interesting because, when you see this particular time, the early 30s depicted, and you see a character who's like, actually, there's something interesting about Nazism or whatever.
Mhm.
And obviously they haven't committed the atrocities yet. It's not so obvious. Like, is there any way to paint someone at that time pre-World War II who's kind of like intrigued by this concept? Is you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Hitler had fans throughout Britain, especially the aristocracy,
in
all
America.
across Europe as
Right.
well.
and
Yeah.
and the,
Walt Disney, I think, was a supporter at first,
Yeah.
right?
I think so,
and
yeah.
I guess the appeal is just like a strong nationalist, like
People
what is-
were impressed by him bringing his country back together
Right,
after the
right,
rubble of World
right,
War One.
right.
So
I
it is
remember
weird
reading
to-
that-
it is weird to like, go back and be like,
Yeah, I remember reading that after World War One, like the value of the mark, I guess, got so devalued. Classic thing, like you need a wheelbarrow full of cash to buy
Yeah.
milk, like that kind of shit. So it was so fucked up.
And also, I think that anti-Semitism was quite prevalent and not something
Mm.
that was yet seen as like unseemly in
Right.
polite society. Like,
right, like
so Hitler was out of the gate. Like his book is very anti-Semitic, so people knew this about him.
most books were like
Yeah.
a lot of classic literature
Right.
has stuff where you're like, oh,
And
Okay.
Lindbergh, was he the guy who ran for president? And
Yeah, and he was a Nazi supporter as well. He was.
yeah, there's that Philip Roth book.
Yeah.
like if he had won,
what
maybe
if
America doesn't join. That's fucking
Mhm.
crazy. I should
Yeah.
read that book.
No, it's good. But the thing
Hmm.
is also, I read that book.
Plot Against America.
No, it's like, that one, but also the Hans Faladay book or whatever. Remember I told you about it? Called like
Alone in Berlin.
No, Little Man.
Oh, Little Man, What Now?
Yeah, Little Man, What Now? And so from my impression from that book, which is a really interesting time capsule because it's about a poor man and his wife, trying to survive in poor Germany just before that the war started.
Mm.
And literally it's not like a writer later writing about it looking back. It's actually written at that time. So the slice of life Germany that you're looking into, you can still tell, though, that the Nazi party that is quietly getting on the rise, this author finds annoying because it's almost like how like nationalists are annoying in Canada and the States at that time.
Right.
So that book made me see, like, when we had some real weird nationalism here and especially in the States during like the Trump reign, you're like, no, it could totally blow up into a fucking psychotic fascist thing because like it has before,
And it went incrementally. It was just like bit by bit.
Yeah, it becomes so obnoxious and like non-stop that you just start like acclimatizing to it,
Yeah.
like it being
Well,
there.
I mean, I don't want to be you don't want to be so reactionary, but I do think if Trump wins in November, I don't know. Maybe it will just be like his last 4 years where it's sucked, but whatever,
He's
you
not
move
gonna
on.
win.
But I don't know.
I'm saying it right now. He's not going to win.
You heard it
I
here.
don't know. Did you see that thing about Biden? Like that report came out where he like doesn't remember anything. I mean, I don't know.
It'll be Kamala Harris, I guess.
Oh, good.
The prison lady.
So Unity Mitford, she's a society girl. She made her debut. She's a debutante in 1932. That same year, her sister's marriage to the Guinness guy, it ended. Her sister left the Guinness heir for a guy named Sir Oswald Mosley, who was a married World War I veteran, an MP, and he was also a huge anti-communist, anti-Semite, and founder of the British Union of Fascists. He admired Hitler and Mussolini.
God. I think his character is in Peaky Blinders.
Must be. It's that time. Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, do I actually know this guy, or does it just sound like the most British name ever?
Oswald Mosley. Yeah, that's Mosley.
Wow.
And so, yeah, he loved Hitler, Mussolini, and his sister left one of the richest men in those islands for this weirdo guy. So, quite a catch. Now, check this out. So, the Guinness-Mosley affair was the entry point that drew Unity into right-wing politics. So, in 1933, Unity and her sister, they traveled to Germany to attend that year's Nuremberg rally, which is the annual event commemorating the founding of the Nazi Party, but which also that year they were celebrating Hitler's rise to power. He was now Chancellor of Germany. And the two sisters went on an unforgettable trip to Germany. Unity was so blown away by Hitler that she convinced her parents to let her enroll in like a German language school in Munich, close to the Nazi Party headquarters in 1934. And she chose Munich because that's where like Hitler lived for a number of years, and he still maintained like a base and was always like doing business in that city. That's the city where the beer hall putsch had happened also, where he tried to overthrow the government in the 1920s.
Wow.
Unity was like, she's in Munich now, and she has a single-minded goal. She wants to meet Hitler, her idol. So she finds out that Hitler hangs out.
Of American Pie, where he had this goal of like, you got to get laid before the end of high school.
Yeah.
You got to meet Hitler. Oh, Chris is.
Her sister and her sister Diana and Oswald Mosley are characters in the last season of Peaky Blinders.
Oh shit!
Isn't that
I
cool?
haven't seen that show.
I mean, they're super
It's really
famous.
good.
Yeah.
I think I'm a huge Cillian Murphy stan, I got to admit. I think he's fucking awesome.
I think he's cool too.
But even then, I rented Oppenheimer the other night and I couldn't finish it.
Oh yeah.
But it's also because I was watching it late at night when everyone went to bed, so I just fell asleep because it's 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. You said some really cool stuff while I was looking that up, and I feel really bad.
Let's hear it for
But now
Cillian.
they're in Germany during some peak moments.
So she's taking German lessons in Munich. She chose Munich because that's where Hitler's always hanging out. And she finds out that Hitler, like every day when he's in the city, goes to this one restaurant called the Osteria Bavaria, where he drinks coffee and eats sticky buns and cakes, and he's very approachable.
So he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, but he's sticky bun crazy.
Yeah, and he just talks and like rants at people, and people are like, "Oh, he's so impressive." And
back then they didn't have TV really.
So Unity
A ranting man was
yeah.
interesting.
Let's go. Oh, I've already heard this rant. Boring.
Watch, this is my favorite part of this rant.
So she's going there. 10 months. She's sitting there watching Hitler in this cafe. After 10 months of sitting there and like making herself like available if he glances over, he finally takes notice and he invites her to his table. And I gotta say, ladies, if a man keeps you waiting for 10 months, he's not worth it, honey.
Red flags.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Have some esteem, self-worth.
Yes.
So eventually Hitler invites you and he's like, "Come sit at my table."
Is this like
Mine table.
Is this like DJ Khaled at a club or something? Like
He just like does like a subtle like he motions her over.
He says his name like DJ Khaled does all the time too.
Adolph Hitler!
or like a waiter's like, "Excuse me, madam, that yelling, frothing man over there has asked for you to join him at the table."
Shh, quiet. Adolf Hitler's about to drop a new rant.
Adolf Hitler!
Imagine Hitler produces like classical music, so you hear the recording of like, Hitler! Like they do.
Oh my god.
So Hitler motions her to the table. It's the best day of her life. She sits down.
Come here.
Hitler, and they talk for 30 minutes. Lord, they probably talk about blood and soil, genealogy, how much they hate certain people in German society.
Phrenology were they phrenology freaks?
Probably. Like, that was on the Nazis' list of things, right?
List of things to look out for in 1932.
And Hitler was apparently entranced by this tall, blonde English woman, Unity Mitford. And check this out, guys. He redeemed himself because he even picked up her bill at the cafe.
I finally noticed a tall blonde.
So, guys, follow Hitler's example. Always pay on the first date.
Also, rant in a cafe for months.
I've just realized if we ever do Hitler, Mike has to do him. I'm just realizing. You know, Mike, you make the
I
topic
get him.
funny.
It's
Get 'em.
really good. Yeah,
Well,
we
thanks,
should do
guys.
Hitler.
So, imagine this. You're Unity Mitford's
It's weird how
father.
we're weirdly saving Hitler like it's precious.
It's like a bottle of champagne from 1922.
I just brought out the Hitler episode from the basement, the cellar.
So, you're a father, right, Chris?
Yeah, let me check. Yep, that's two.
You go back in your memory to the two sex.
Yeah.
So, imagine being Unity Mitford's father.
Look, all joking aside, my daughters are such great characters. They're so clever. They're so brilliant and cute and intelligent. I genuinely worry in the future, like, oh man, how do these people get swayed by freaks? Especially like, okay, we're talking about Hitler
Like, you
now.
wouldn't want your daughters to meet Hitler and,
No.
and be entranced by him.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want them to be actually entranced by anybody, to be honest, is what I was getting at. Yeah.
Well, imagine that you're Unity Mitford's father. You're in the House of Lords, and you receive a letter from Unity after her big meeting with Hitler in the cafe. She wrote a letter to her father, and she wrote, quote, "It was the most wonderful and beautiful day of my life. I'm so happy that I wouldn't mind a bit dying. I'd suppose I am the luckiest girl in the world." This is from meeting Hitler. "For me, he's the greatest man of all time." And now, that's a letter that no father probably wants to receive.
Yeah, true.
Have you ever seen what Hitler looks like too? He looks like a sweaty wiener dog with like some sort of like, I don't know, like someone did a haircut on a dog.
He's no Clark Gable or whoever was big at the time.
Clark Gable.
Yeah.
He's not even Cary Grant,
Mm-hmm.
but he is kind of Charlie Chaplin.
It's kind of Charlie Chaplin.
Who did the mustache first?
I think Chaplin.
Must have been, because that was in
Yeah.
the 1910s.
Right.
Yeah.
So was
Yeah.
it just like kind of a style? Like if
Must
you
have
guys
been.
had it here
Yeah,
and there?
Oliver Hardy kind of had one kind of like it too.
It'd be like if a future dictator had a soul patch and
Yeah.
that like killed soul patches
Oh, shit.
forever.
I gotta shave my soul patch now.
Or imagine a dictator had the long goatee that Lane Staley had from Alice in Chains.
yeah.
Ow! Ow! That was their walk-on song when they were going to go rant.
I hope no serial killer or dictator ever ruins the neck beard. That would be awful.
Yeah. I hope a fascist dictator that kills millions doesn't make hoodies lame.
So Unity is over the moon about Hitler, and Hitler, on his part, he had also become smitten with Unity, the young, blonde British student.
I'm smitten.
Banging his, his hand on the table,
She is
saying, "I love
lovely.
her!
She is cute. I einst smitten.
Cute as a boot!"
Shit on me, cutie pie.
Was he into Shizen, or is that just us creating
I'm
rumors?
not sure. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. So Hitler, he was struck by Unity's curious connections to the Germanic culture, and he was superstitious. So he believed that, destiny was at play with her middle name being Valkyrie, and with her being conceived in a town called Swastika as well.
Wow.
So he thought that she was sent to him from, I don't know.
So Swastika, Ontario actually played a bigger role in the rise of the Nazi army than they think.
I guess. I mean, sort of.
Or at least a bigger role in Unity's connection to Hitler.
Yeah.
Maybe had the Germans won,
But that
Hitler would have
inspired her.
visited Swastika, Ontario.
Right.
So Unity Mitford subsequently received invitations now to party rallies and state occasions, and was described by Hitler as, quote, a perfect specimen of Aryan womanhood. Now, I looked up pictures of her, and I don't quite agree.
I'm looking. Well,
She just looks
I
like
just
any
waved at a
silent movie star.
Person on
Yeah.
the streetcar. They're like, we have become a movie for everybody on
I
the street.
honestly think we should put up a big poster and be like, check us
And
out.
recording?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it is.
Chris, do you think Unity's hot? Mike, can you show?
Let me see.
Does she compare to Erica M, James?
No.
She's all right.
Unity, you all right.
I was thinking what you said.
And it's
like,
okay
it
to be a bit. I know we're being slight pigs judging a woman on her looks, but she loved Hitler, so sorry.
Yeah.
I just realized it's funny, Mike, because you said, just think if Germany won, then Hitler may have come and visited Canada. And that's scary, right? Because nothing
Yeah.
could be worse, right?
Yeah.
But then I remembered that Europeans came to Canada and did way worse than Hitler to this country.
Yeah.
So
It's
sorry
kind of
about
hard
that.
to. I
That's
can't
kinda
really
fucked
connect
up.
Hitler in Canada. Like, it's hard for
Yeah.
him to even like imagine him like what pulling into Union Station. Like, I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
imagine it.
Or like, yeah, going
Newfoundland, Hitler in Newfoundland.
I would
Yeah.
like a double.
I'm about to get screeched in.
I was screeched in, but I'm a teetotaler.
Hip forever.
Oh my god.
So Unity Mitford's involvement in Nazi party politics.
Hitler falling on ice wearing skates.
Ouch! My butt.
Go, Leafs, go.
Mine skates are too loose.
So let's catch up with
Those
Unity's.
jokes were only okay.
So Unity's sister Diana, right? She left the Guinness guy. She's shacked up with Oswald Mosley, the leader of the British Union of Fascists. So after losing custody of her two sons by Guinness, Diana Mitford traveled to Berlin, and there
Did she lose
secretly-
custody because of the fascism connection?
for leaving her husband at that time. Yeah.
Oh,
and
right.
For a guy.
Right. Never mind.
So Diana
true.
traveled to Berlin, and there secretly married the now widowed Oswald Mosley in Joseph Goebbels' house. Hitler was the guest of honor.
Yeah, you guys got to watch Peaky Blinders, man. It gets heavy.
Damn.
At the time of the wedding in October 1936, both the bride and her younger sister, Unity,
Hey.
proudly wore Nazi badges and gave the Sieg Heil salute.
I bet at her wedding she didn't have a certain Mike Palazzo playing a funny song.
No, I sang a song at your wedding, and
Yeah?
there were 0 Sieg Heils, as far as I
Yes,
can tell.
none.
None.
Yeah.
None at all.
Yeah, I didn't. do
Not even outside.
No.
So Hitler and Unity became very close. And check this out. Hitler, what a cad, he starts playing Unity Mitford off against his new girlfriend, Eva Braun, to make her jealous. Not cool,
Right.
Hitler. Very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
And Eva Braun was like jealous of Unity Mitford. She wrote in her diary, quote, "She is known as the Valkyrie and looks the part, including her legs. I, the mistress of the greatest man in Germany and the whole world, I sit here waiting while the sun mocks me through the window panes."
God.
Very
Poor
beautifully
Who the hell
poetic.
writes in their diary like that?
I feel
Yeah.
sad for Eva Braun. She just wants her man, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, infidelity is pretty shitty. Like,
But you know what she did? And girls, take a leaf out of Eva Braun's page. How'd she recapture Hitler's attention? Attempted suicide.
oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I thought she bought him like a little dog or something.
you know what? You know what she should have done? Gone out and got it on with Goebbels. It made him jealous
Make
too.
Hitler jealous. Yeah.
Is it Goebbels or Goebbels?
Oh,
Goebbels.
I guess I probably said gerbils.
Gerbils.
So she
I
tried
heard
to.
Richard Gere put Goebbels up his ass.
So she had attempted suicide because she was jealous of Hitler's new.
Affair with
new
Unity.
girl.
Wow.
And then Hitler was like, "Damn girl, I'll never do it again." And then he like went back to Eva Braun and
Yeah, fascist dictators are with ultimate power are always like, "Honey, you gotta believe me. I'll never do it again."
yeah.
They try so hard, right?
Yeah. Hitler, why are your Instagram DMs deleted to this girl? I don't know.
get off mine case. So
Mind Case by Adolf Hitler.
So Unity Mitford, she's thick as thieves with Adolf Hitler now. She attended the Hitler Youth Festival in Hasselberg with Hitler's friend Julius Streicher, and she gave a virulently anti-Semitic speech. So she's like all in, and then she had that speech published in Julius Streicher's paper called Der Stürmer. And I won't read what she wrote. It's repulsive. It's standard anti-Semitic racist stuff. But she ended the publication of this speech. She specifically made them print, P.S. Please publish my name in full. I want everyone to know I am a J-hater.
She wrote that literally.
Yes.
Wow.
And
making it pretty darn clear.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, the way her life is going, I gotta ask, has she ever even met a J? It doesn't seem like it, eh? It's completely...
Probably not.
You know?
Yeah. And
my advice to her, meet a J and then go smoke a J, because you are fucking way
Uptight.
round
relax,
tight.
Yeah. Now, predictably, the letter caused public outrage in Britain because of her family's status, and her father's in the House of Lords, and she's writing this anti-Semitic garbage in newspapers in Germany. And Hitler, though, he said, "Good work, Unity," and he rewarded her with an engraved golden swastika badge, a private box at the Berlin Olympics, and a ride in a party Mercedes to the Bayreuth Festival.
It's actually crazy how long Hitler got, like how far along in his craziness he got being so hateful publicly and globally.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, but it's
is that the most simple, dumbest interpretation
It's
of World War
not,
II you've ever heard?
because you're right. Like
I know how
we're
simplistic
sort of,
that sounds, but
No, but you're right.
it just blew my mind.
It's kind
for
of
a
like
sec.
if you take a step back, it's true. It's really
insane.
shocking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like sometimes a fascist despotic leader in some sort of far-reach small country with a smaller population, like, yeah, you could see how it doesn't reverberate too far in everybody's ears. But this is like fucking, Europe. It's Germany.
Mm-hmm.
It's bizarre. It was supported for way too long.
I second that.
And I third it.
But I mean, even from the international community,
Yeah.
it's bizarre. I don't know why that just hit me now
No, it is crazy.
at this stage in my life.
The fact that this man lived and got to do what he did, and then there's so many times along the way where he could have been shut down and it just never happened. He was just lucky and psychotic.
And right place, right time, I guess, with
Yeah.
a country that had lost a war and they're
Yeah.
desperate and
They were very desperate. Yeah,
a scapegoat. You find when things get
Yeah.
bad, you look for a scapegoat.
yeah,
Excuse
that's
me.
true.
Sorry about that.
No, it's true. The devil's just trying to get you to stop talking.
So she's part of Hitler's inner circle. Oh my God, imagine that. Bad boys, what are you going to do? From this point on, she remained with him for 5 years now, 5 years on. When Hitler announced the Anschluss, where he sort of annexed Austria in 1938, she was so close to him that she appeared with him on the balcony in Vienna. At this point, British intelligence...
Apparently, Hitler dangled her over the balcony
like Michael Jackson and the baby?
I was thinking of that too.
so that the press could take photos, but everybody gasped, right? That was genuinely fucked up.
Yeah, that's really weird.
My heart just got anxiety, just sank thinking of Michael Jackson holding the baby over the
Dangling his
balcony.
What if he
baby.
had dropped and then the baby had smushed? Like, what if he'd killed a baby?
And he'd,
Then
like,
we
just
might not think as highly of him today.
Okay, so he dangled Unity off the
dangled
balcony in
off
front of the press.
Yeah, and everyone's
In
like,
the
Austria.
Philippines.
Whoa, Der Führer, dangle her. At this point, British intelligence is like, this maybe isn't good. She's a prominent English person. She has the most access to the Führer than any other English person in the world. She knows him better than anyone. And they're like, the storm clouds of war are kind of brewing, to mix metaphors. And they're like, maybe we should look into this because what she's doing is, maybe a problem. Could be treasonous going forward. And she was super into the regime. Pardon me.
Oh.
You okay?
In 1936, report from British intelligence went further, proclaiming that Unity was, quote, more Nazi than the Nazis, and stated that she gave the Hitler salute.
Nazi, then Nazi.
That she gave She gave a salute. Now, this is
Now,
an
here's the
awful
thing. Trying to be more Nazi than the Nazis.
Yeah.
This is not.
Yeah.
This is what makes me feel like she doesn't even believe in what she's saying. She's just being an extremist for a deeper reason inside of her that she's not admitting.
I mean, she's a very popular girl in influential circles. I guess she got drunk on the... I mean, she probably did believe it, but she also probably loved the attention.
Yeah, she probably believed it. For sure.
This is an evil little anecdote.
But she's doubling down, is what I'm saying.
In 1938, Hitler gave her a choice of 4 apartments in Munich. And Unity Mitford is reported to have visited one apartment to discuss how she was going to decorate it and design
It's
it.
like a home renovation show.
While the soon-to-be dispossessed residents, a Jewish couple, sat in the kitchen crying. And she's
God.
just like, I'm going to put some
my
funny
God.
trinkets on the wall. and I'm
Okay,
gonna
well, that just knocked her up like 4 points for me.
That's crazy.
Now, a funny thing, is that the other Nazis in Hitler's circle didn't like her, and they thought she was a liability because she talked too much and she knew too many secrets. So they wouldn't if she was around, they wouldn't talk about business or any sort of top secret stuff. So she's sort of like,
guys.
oh, hi, Unity.
What's up?
So we're going to invade Britain on... Oh, hello, Unity. She was like a Yoko Ono in this situation. And we know now that Yoko, she got blamed for stuff she didn't do.
That's true.
But what I'm not saying is that I'm not saying Unity was good, though, also.
But we did find out later on that John Lennon was the true Yoko of his own life.
I
Does that
agree.
make
I
sense?
second that.
Yoko, if you're listening, you got screwed, man. That was not fair.
Now, Unity would often try and convince Hitler to make a deal with Britain instead of invading it, because that was his goal. He wanted to invade it. But she loved Britain so much that she was like, no, I can, I'm influential. I can put you in touch with people. I'm sure we can work out a deal so that our 2 countries don't have to go to war. Of course,
Whoa.
that didn't quite work out.
She wanted to unify Nazis.
Yeah. And there were a lot of fans, again, in Britain. There were a lot of people who thought Hitler was just fine.
Well, Mosley was British.
Yeah. Let's get to the outbreak of war and the climax of our story. So she's an English woman living in Munich in Hitler's circle as war was breaking out. So at the 1939 Bayreuth Festival, Hitler warned Unity and her sister Diana that war with Britain was inevitable. And within weeks, it was going to break out, so they should return home to be safe. So Diana returned to England with Oswald... Mosley. No, sorry, Diana's not the right one.
Yeah.
Diana returned to England
Yeah.
while Unity chose to remain in Germany. So she's staying in Germany
Cool.
when Germany and Britain have declared war on each other. And even though her family sent pleas saying, please, Unity, you're amazing. Please come back home to England. We need you. You're so important. She refused to leave. She stayed in Germany. After Britain's declaration of war on Germany on September 3rd, 1939.
My
Unity-
birthday.
Oh! Congratulations. Well, you might not be so happy about your birthday when you hear what I'm about to say. So, yeah, September 3rd, 1939, war is declared. Unity is distraught. Diana Mitford told an interviewer in 1999, quote, she told me that if there was a war, which of course we all terribly hoped there might not be, that she would kill herself because she couldn't bear to live and see these 2 countries tearing each other to pieces,
Oh, shit.
both of which she loved.
I love you.
So on the
I love you,
morning...
England. I love you, Germany.
That same morning, September 3rd, she visited like a Nazi official to ask like, if our countries go to war, will I be detained as an enemy alien? And the guy was like, 9. So she was relieved. But the Nazi official was concerned by her demeanor, and he assigned 2 men to follow her. She managed to shake them off.
Follow her.
And by the time she entered the English Garden in Munich, suddenly she's on her own. She's distraught. Her 2 beloved countries are going to war. She took out a pearl-handled pistol given to her by Hitler for protection and shot herself in the head.
Wow.
Just because the 2 guys were following her?
Well,
Because
possibly.
she was torn by her.
The country's thing.
Mostly because.
What she said.
And that's the end of Unity Mitford. Oh, wait! She screwed up killing herself, and she just shot herself in the fucking head and survived.
Oh.
Unity Mitford survived the suicide attempt and was hospitalized in Munich, where Hitler frequently visited her. He even, ever the gentleman, paid her bills and arranged for her return home.
Don't take this the wrong way, but was she still good looking?
No!
I wonder where you could shoot yourself in the head that it wouldn't kill you. I guess you just missed the brain.
I missed my brain.
Oh, crap.
There's just a hole you can see right through just
If
next to
you-
the brain.
There's my brain. The doctor said my brain is special because it's smaller in my head than most people.
I have a ladylike brain.
Why? What? I'm doing like I was trying to do British, then it got German, and then it
Turned
just
Mexican?
Yeah, it turned like a Mexican. I apologize. That was not supposed to be that.
I've got good news. The bullet missed the brain completely, right down the middle.
Well, apparently it was lodged in her goddamn brain,
Oh.
and they could never remove it, right?
Oh,
So-
that'll make you think.
So, well, it didn't make it. Sort of stopped her from thinking, actually, as I'll explain
Oh,
here.
Go,
Yes.
what's wrong, Unity? Well, I've got a lot on my mind.
So, in December of '39, Unity
I'll say
Mitford.
it's a damn bullet.
In December
James, what the
1939.
fuck is? I'm so sorry, Mike. But James just dropped 2 mega classic dry British wit bombs
Thank you.
that we need to single out.
Thank
oh my
you.
god.
Thank you.
It appears the bullet has. What did he just say?
It appears the bullets missed your brain entirely.
It's gone right down the middle. Well, I've got a lot on my mind. Good God, that was like straight out of like Carry On. That was
thanks.
so good.
Oh, thanks.
So, essentially, she shot a bullet into her brain and turned herself into a vegetable.
But
the rest
Hitler
of her
still
life.
loved her.
Hitler was a great guy in this one instance. So let's check out what her sister Deborah said when they went to meet her in a hospital in Switzerland.
Deborah.
So they found Unity Mitford in hospital, and Deborah said, quote, "We were not prepared for what we found. The person lying in bed was desperately ill. She had lost 2 stone, 28 pounds, was all huge eyes and matted hair, untouched since the bullet went through her skull. The bullet was still in her head, inoperable, the doctor said. She could not walk, talk with difficulty, and was a changed personality, like one who had had a stroke." So apparently she was basically
Brain
now
damage.
a woman child.
Reminds me of a
Oh.
movie called Fight Club.
Oh.
Was she still a Nazi?
At this point, apparently she still would babble on about Hitler and how she wanted to have a child and name him Adolf. But-
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
A bullet's in your brain and you're still like, are the J's around? Like, give me a break.
Her doctor said that she Her doctor said that she learned to walk again but never fully recovered. She was incontinent and childish, and described her as like having the mental.
Incontinent.
Yeah, she would just piss herself and laugh, and she was basically had the mind of a 10-year-old child. She had a tendency to talk incessantly, showed an unusually large appetite with sloppy table manners.
Yeah, I'll say shitting yourself is kind of rude.
And she gained a lot of weight, and a friend described her as plain, which seems insulting. And yeah, so she was basically a vegetable for
That's
the
how
remainder of her
snobby
life.
the upper crust is, eh? You try to blow your brains out and you've
Yeah.
basically made yourself dumb.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Terrible manners.
yeah, as
She's so
plain as
sloppy.
vanilla yogurt.
You know, she wasn't so sloppy before. I don't think I remember that.
Do you smell that? Is that Unity? My God. Well, she shits herself and talks about Nazis all the time. She's not the best. I got her with
Servant, where's the servant girl? We need to hose down Unity. So, stating that she could remember nothing, so she could still talk apparently. Stating that she could remember nothing of the incident, shooting herself, Unity returned to England with her mother and sisters in 1940 in a private train hired by her father. This is interesting. Press photographs show her being carried off the train on a stretcher. Observers said there were no outward signs of her injury. Dun, dun, dun.
Was she what? Was she faking it?
Well, we'll get to that in a moment.
Oops, I just shit myself.
But she's sort of like Emma Stone at the beginning of Poor Things, basically.
So wait
for
a
the rest of her
second.
life.
You're implying that she faked it perhaps to escape Germany or
Well,
something?
let's get to that in a moment because she only
Okay.
has a few years left.
So is she diabolical?
Unity Mitford took seriously ill on a visit to the family-owned island in Scotland called Inchkenneth, and was taken to hospital. Doctors had decided it was too dangerous to remove the bullet in her head, and on May 28th, 1948, she died of meningitis caused by the cerebral swelling around the bullet. She was buried in her family's churchyard, and the inscription on her gravestone reads, quote, "Say not the struggle not availeth." If I had written that gravestone inscription, I would have written, "Here lies one crazy-ass bitch."
Wow.
I gotta
what a
clip
weird,
that.
insane person.
Right. So, British intelligence and observers said that they saw no evidence that she had shot herself in the head, no wound.
Right?
Some people believe there's a conspiracy that there was a fake shooting, that it was made up. Some people believe that Unity never shot herself, but that the British government intervened to stop MI5 from searching and interrogating her about what she knew about the Nazis. According to this conspiracy, Unity made up the story that she shot herself in the head so she could return to England without being arrested or persecuted and just live in her family's estate. One reason people might believe that this conspiracy is true is that there were no signs of a bullet wound, according to British intelligence, and that when she returned, Unity was rumored to have had affairs with pilots and stuff in the countryside near the family estate.
While she was shitting?
Which is weird. If she faked the shooting, that's diabolical. But if she was having sex as a woman child, what was going on there?
That's a
With
bit
these
dark.
pilots.
Definitely. The pilots
Are taking advantage of
Yeah. Was R. Kelly an RAF pilot?
Oh, that's really interesting though.
Yeah, the mystery is pretty wild.
I mean, I guess they had if the doctor said she died because of the bullet in her head and messing up her brain, I don't know how you make that work, but
yeah.
It's weird because they're a very famous, rich, influential family, and
So they could say anything.
I mean, who knows at this point? It's interesting though to think I guess that could have happened.
well, it's a way to isolate her and
Yeah. Now, another interesting conspiracy is that there are rumors that she returned to England pregnant with Hitler's baby.
wow.
So, in December 2007, an investigative journalist named Martin Bright.
So did she give birth to Hitler's baby?
Well, this investigative journalist in 2007 published an article stating that a woman who worked at a maternity hospital in England during the war claimed that Unity Mitford had checked into the hospital after she returned, and she gave birth to Hitler's child, who was then given up for adoption. And the article inspired a documentary called Hitler's British Girl that stimulated media speculation that Hitler's child could be living in the UK.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
That's fascinating. So there if that is somehow true, there could literally be a
You know who it is?
80-year-old British person somewhere in England and they're Hitler's kid and they don't know.
You know who it is?
Who?
It's Dame Edna. What?
Yeah, imagine it's Hugh Grant. We're like, no, I loved him in Four Weddings and a Funeral. That's fascinating, Mike.
What if
Wow.
it's Dame Judi Dench?
Yeah, could
The
be.
age matches up.
I'd
Yeah.
love that if Dame Judi Dench was Hitler's
Oh my
baby.
God.
What if a time traveler went back in time and he shot her because
Right.
he knew she was going to have Hitler's baby?
Yeah,
Right.
Think about that.
I do nightly.
That was really interesting, Mike.
That is the fascinating story of Unity Mitford.
Wow.
Wow.
Well told.
That's amazing.
Brilliant.
That was a good one.
Really good. Wow,
Thank you.
Mike. Bravo.
You're
Thank
so
you.
good at this.
No.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Well, brilliant. Well, I guess it might be time to bring out the
Oh, he's goose-stepping. And he's got, take that armband off this minute,
Boo.
Evilometer.
Boo.
Oh, and he's holding it. No, he's putting a pearl-shaped pistol to his head. No!
Oh, boy.
Wait, I don't see the pearl-shaped pistol anymore.
Stop acting that way.
Stop
Oh.
acting that way, Evilometer.
He poos out little metal poos.
Right. Incontinent.
Your table manners are sloppy.
Michael, I think you should go first.
Me? All right. Unity Mitford. Well, what is there to say? I think that her beliefs and actions were abominable I think that she her cruelty to that couple that she evicted in that apartment,
That one got me.
unforgivable.
That's ugly.
Writing hate speech in the newspaper, don't do it, Unity.
Yeah.
Going against your parents' wishes and getting involved in Nazism, no good. It is funny that she screwed up her suicide and turned herself into a vegetable, I guess, as some form of like poetic justice. If it is true that it happened, I'm gonna give her like a 7.5.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So I'm gonna go next because I'm gonna straight up give her a 9 because fuck off. You know what I
I
mean?
like that. I like
You
that.
know what I mean? Fuck off, Nazis. Eat shit.
Yep.
She gets a 9.
I like that.
9.
Right.
My turn.
James, you're trying to renew your parking.
I know. I'm sorry. I
while
realized
giving
I
a
forgot, so I'm just putting in my parking on the app here.
James is stressed from all these parking Nazis outside.
Oh,
trying to ticket our
said.
cars.
Well said. Man. Yeah, 6.8. I mean, the view's obviously absolutely repugnant. I hate that story of the people in the apartment crying when she's like, yeah, I'll take this house. So she sucks. She's a total jerk. And I'm glad it ended badly for her. I'm sorry to say. But what a a-hole. Or a B. Mike, you called her a B earlier, and I wouldn't.
Hey, she's an F. An effing C.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Screw her. I don't like her.
It is, if you believe that she faked the shooting and faked the whole thing, the idea of her being put on a stretcher and like carried off and having to pretend that she's like, a vegetable is insane. That's so funny. And like, would she piss
It would
herself?
add a totally new dynamic to who she is as a person.
Dear, you're gonna have to shit yourself. You realize that, don't you? For this to actually absolutely work.
Sorry, excuse me, guys. Apologies. It's not COVID. Mike, is there evidence of, like, do we know that she did actually have sex with Hitler, or it's just thought maybe?
I couldn't find any like proof, but they were like apparently very close, and he was like, enamored with her. And
in Austria, when she was standing beside him on the balcony, he said, "I am fucking this girl."
You don't announce that you're annexing Austria with just any woman.
That's
right?
true.
You want to do it with someone.
I bet you're wondering who's this beautiful baby is beside me.
Yes, we're boning.
The benefits of being a conqueror.
I mean, they probably were having sex. I mean, these, some power-hungry madman freak, he probably thought he could do whatever he wanted. What's he going to do? Be like, no, I shouldn't cheat on my wife. He's Hitler. He probably did.
And he was also
he might
like
not have even had sex at all. He was straight edge.
Or he was mentally, he had his demons, his personal demons prevented him from having sex at all.
If you ask me, Hitler acted like he had a bullet lodged in his brain the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
He was also in his like 40s by the time he met her, and she was like 19 or something.
Sounds like an improv teacher.
Yes. Did Hitler ever teach at the Bad Dog Theater?
Why are we laughing so devilishly?
God.
That is just made up fantasy.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Wait, what am I saying? What? Yeah, I was trying to whitewash it.
Yeah, problematic age gap.
Yeah.
But even if there were no other, if we ignore every other problem about their relationship, problematic age gap.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, they say you can only date people half your age plus 7.
Hitler, you didn't make the cut.
Well, here's the thing. What are they going to talk about?
He's going to make references
That's
to like,
true.
when we were in the trenches in World War I, it was, and she'll be like, World War what?
And yeah, he'll be referencing like 1915's culture, and she'll be referencing 1930s culture. It's totally different.
He'll be like, who is King Kong? I don't know these ones.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well,
That music's kind of boring. Listen to this music.
Yeah.
What is this?
It's just slightly slower classical music.
Well, no, she would probably have jazz records, to be honest.
Oh, you're right. Although she was a British upper crust type, she probably hated jazz.
yeah. Well, any British aristocratic fathers listening to this episode, I think the takeaway is do not let your daughters go to Munich and take a German language course.
And read more books than just, what was that one?
White Fang.
White Fang. Maybe that's what. Maybe the whole family was ill prepared.
I think I've read White Fang. I've read a Jack London book. I
Yeah.
forget what it's called.
All those covers used to just make
Call
me
of the
feel like
Wild.
Yeah, I read that. Maybe
nothing about Call of the Wild or the wolf one ever seemed appealing to me. I was like,
You know
I'm gonna
what?
read about cold winter wolf.
I do like it, and I bet you'd like them, Chris, because they're like, you're in the woods.
I think I'd
and-
read one of them when I was
Are
a
there
kid
human
too.
characters in them?
Yeah, I think for
Okay.
sure. It's
Was
like
that-
a guy in the woods.
Okay.
Anyway,
Come on, White Fang. I see berries.
Or is it from the point of view of a wolf? Like,
fuck, you might be actually.
so check it out.
This is
I'm
going
a
back to
wolf.
my.
Damn, it's tough being a
You-
wolf during the winter time.
No, to me those
God
books,
damn, another day being a wolf out in the woods.
like Jack London books, seem as appealing to me as like Scrubs on skates or like books about hockey camp or whatever.
Fair enough. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't like. Well, you're not really a wilderness guy, because
No.
I like books about. I love and I love books about being out in the woods, or that show Alone. Those people living out in the woods. I like it, but it's not for you. That's
I want to
okay.
read books about New York City, Paris,
Yeah.
London, Berlin, Tokyo, Shanghai,
Yeah,
Shanghai.
Istanbul.
you're an urban survivalist.
Urban survivalist. Give me a iPhone and a subway card.
Yeah,
and I'm happy.
Like Chris, you and I, we'd like to learn how to figure out. You need a hatchet and some flint to live in the woods. With Mike, all he needs is a subway pass, a toonie, and
a list of where are the happy hours in this town.
and the
you know?
best grilled cheeses in the city. And Mike is good.
Yeah.
That's his survival.
He wants the restaurateur to tell him which berries are poisonous or not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, that was quite thrilling. What a ride.
Thank you.
What a life. Good work, Mike. That was another great episode of